All right, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be on perimeters and areas of composite figures, and this is 9.3. So go ahead and write 9.3 up here where it says unit. Our learning intentions for this section is to be able to find perimeters and area of composite figures. You're going to be able to use a grid to estimate perimeters and area. You should be able to identify the shapes that make up composite figures and find the perimeters and areas of shapes that make up composite figures. So first, what is a composite figure? A composite figure is a shape made up of two or more basic shapes, also known as compound shapes or complex shapes. So if you hear those terms, they all mean the same thing. So the steps to finding the area of a composite figure is first you're going to break the composite figure into basic shapes. Once you've done that, you're going to find the area of each basic shape separately. Once you've found all of your basic shapes, then you're going to add all of the areas of the basic shapes together. And now you're going to write the answer in square units. Okay, so I have some formulas for you. So rectangle will say length times width. Parallelogram will be base times height. Triangle is half base times height. Trapezoid, you won't use this, but just write A plus B over 2 times H. Okay, so two examples here. One is to find the actual area. You're going to look at this composite figure. It is made up of a triangle and a semicircle. So we're going to break those two apart, and we are going to find the area of a triangle, which we know is half base times height. So we'll take our base is 6 times our height, which is 8, multiply that by half, and that becomes 24. Then our semicircle is pi r squared divided by 2. So remember, r is our radius. This 10 feet here is our diameter. So we're going to do half of that, which is 5. So 5 squared is 25. Multiply that by 3.14. And then divide that by 2. And you'll get 39.25. Adding 24 and 39.25 together gets us 63.25 square feet. And that is how you find the area of a composite figure. Now you'll have a couple problems where you are going to do some estimating. So you're going to estimate what the square units are. So first, you're going to count the squares that lie entirely in the figure. So that's all these red ones. So if the figure takes up the entire box, then it's counted. Okay, there's 12 of those in this red section. Then you're going to count the number of half squares in the figure. And there are 4 half squares, which makes 2 full squares. Add those together, 12 plus 2, and you're going to get 14 square units. Okay, so let's turn to the other side. This is perimeter of composite figures. So again, steps are going to be very much the same. You are going to break the composite shape into basic shapes. Then you're going to find the perimeter of each basic shape separately. After that, you will add all of the perimeters of the basic shapes together. So I put some formulas over here on this side for you: square, rectangle, circle, triangle, parallelogram, trapezoid. Some of these you won't need, but just to give you some formulas over there on the side in case you find a need for them. So the first example we have the same composite shape that we had on the other side. And here you are going to look at triangle. We know is A plus B plus C. So it's we just add it all together, right? So because we are not using this side, because it's part of the figure, we are going to give that to the circumference. So we're just going to add our base and our height. So 6 plus 8 is 14. Now to find our semicircle, we need to divide the circumference by 2. So circumference is pi times diameter. So 10 times 3.14. Divide that by 2, you get 15.7. Add 15.7 and 14 together, and you'll get 29.7 feet. When you're estimating, this is a little different. So when you're estimating, first you're going to count the grid or the number of grid square lengths around the arrow. So if you look at this red, this is around the arrow. Okay, that gave us 14. Then you're going to count the number of diagonal lengths around the arrow, and there are 4. So when you estimate the diagonal lengths, you will estimate them to be 1.5 units. Okay, so all of those diagonal lengths, if there was 4, we're going to multiply that by 1.5. These regular square lengths, we're just going to multiply them by 1. So we'll have 14. 4 times 1.5 is 6, so 14 plus 6 is 20 units. You're going to try down here to both find the perimeter and the area of the composite figure, and then you're going to estimate the perimeter and the area of this figure. All right.